Ladies and gentlemen, now just imagine for a second, you've been born in the middle of lush green coffee plantation where the air is filled with rich aroma of coffee blossom, songs of birds, and beautiful clean environment. How amazing would that be? Great, right? That is exactly my childhood. Hi, I'm Bipin Bopana from Coorg. Being born in such a clean and beautiful environment, I saw my parents, Mr. Madhu and Usha, always dedicated their entire life to protecting the land, the estate, coffee plantation, and everything. So they were practicing sustainability even before I got to know the meaning of sustainable practices. From rainwater harvesting to organic farming, my dad was a pioneer in practicing sustainability. Inspired by his action, I ventured into the world of business, carrying forward his own legacy in my own way. Today, I'm the owner-founder at Affluent Marketing, where we help small and medium-sized business owners to scale their business online with the power of digital marketing. I'm also the creator of Freelantrepreneur Movement in India, where I help corporate working professionals to quit the 9-to-5 job and build the business around their lifestyle so that they can have more freedom, more money, and more fulfillment. I'm the #1 influencer for the entire region of Coorg, where I educate my audience about the rich cultural heritage of Kodagu, the importance of Kodava culture, and everything. So sustainability is not just a concept for me, it's a way of life, which basically I'm doing it from my childhood. So now let's really dive deep into the concept of sustainable entrepreneurship in India. So what is sustainable entrepreneurship? Any business which makes money, which protects the environment, and also protects the people of this planet is basically sustainable business. I've made it very, very simple so that everyone can understand. So any businesses that come up with products and services which does not harm the nature and people is basically sustainable practices. So consequences of ignoring sustainability. What really happens? So I want to break this down into 3 major areas. #1 is environment. So I personally saw in 2018-19 in Coorg, there was huge landslides which happened. Villages were lost, people lost their life, then the pet wildlife, they lost their life, and there was huge destruction. Why did that huge landslide happen? Because of heavy rain. But actually, it's not because of heavy rain. Resorts and homestays, they started building, constructing, came up with new resorts in the hilltop. So which actually loosened the soil, and when the huge rainfall was there, environment completely got damaged. July, we saw this landslide happening again in Wayanad, Kerala. So when the environment is destroyed, the wildlife is gone, the more pollution is increasing in the nature, and obviously it is going to get affected to people. So we face a lot of diseases, a lot of viruses, we don't, like COVID, and we don't know what future virus might come in. So this directly impacts the people of our planet. And then employees and workforce. I want to kind of really give a story. I was driving from Delhi to South India 6 months back. While I was crossing Rajasthan, Gujarat, I had to cross a lot of chemical factories. Even though the factories were very far away from the highways, there was toxic air, we couldn't really breathe. So I was just wondering what would really happen for the workforce, for the employees who are working in those factories. Now the sustainability comes in practice. If the companies do not follow, give them health, if the companies do not really give them guidance on how to really work inside chemical factories, if they do not take care of the health of the employees, I'm pretty sure the employees will not really have a long life. Thanks to Indian government, these are few statistics, more than 57% of Indian businesses today are practicing sustainability in the business. That's why we are all here with good health. Businesses are increasingly using renewable energy. It is said that from 25% usage, it's going to reach more than 50% by 2025. And since 2014 CSR mandate, Indian companies have heavily invested into sustainability that have crossed more than 1 trillion Indian rupees, that's more than 13 billion US dollars. Benefits of sustainable entrepreneurship. Number one is we will start preserving our natural resources, not for today, but for tomorrow. Second one, basically, it boosts the economy. If any business is set to practice sustainability, that is going to be for the long run, because we are not going against the people. Those businesses are not going, definitely not against the nature. So what happens, it creates new employments, and the business is going to survive for a long time and then boost the economy as well. Then third one is supporting communities. So if you are practicing sustainability, we got to really help the community. The place where we are, like let's say my factory is in Bangalore, in a small village, I need to really make sure the community, the people are very supported, and we are really giving them enough value, and we are not going against their decisions. And basically when we are practicing sustainability, of course our health is going to be improved and ensuring long-term success. So any business who's not practicing sustainability, they're not going to be really for a long time, and the success key is sustainability, so that we are going for a long term. Now I want to quickly go through some of the strategies that sustainable businesses can really adopt today. So now let's imagine that you guys want to really start a business. Make sure the number one strategy is come up with cool ideas for product or services where you can recycle and reuse the waste materials in the nature. Example, if you want to come up with a toy manufacturing company, you have two options. One, you can come up with new products, basically create a new toy, or start recycling, collect all the old plastics, old toys, and come up with new products. In a way, you're cleaning the environment and having a sustainable business. Second is you can think about creating products which are eco-friendly. Example, if you want to come up with a straw manufacturing business, you have two options again. One, plastic straws, another one is wooden straws. So think which is more eco-friendly, which is not damaging the environment. And then help the community. I'll tell more about how we can help the community in coming slides, but generally we need to really make sure the local vendors are supported, they're given fair prices, so that we are not against the community, we are really supporting them. And then fair, honest work. We have to be honest with our workforce, with our customers, with our people, everyone. And also we have to listen to everyone. So listen to everyone. I would say we have to, sustainable business should listen to the employees, for the customers, community, and not against, definitely we got to listen to the environment as well. So how we can really implement the strategies in a real business? I want to give an example for this. Now let's all imagine that we are starting a dairy farming. So how can we really protect the environment, help the community, and really make money? So we can come up with cooperative models for a dairy farming. Let's imagine that we are starting it now. So I would say we'll come up with a cooperative model. We'll have a structure where there is village level cooperative society, district level, state level, and central. And then we start giving empowerment. We'll make sure individual dairy farmers in the village are actually the members of these community, these societies. So why they have to be the members of this society? They can make decision, because when it is a society, it's a collective decision we take. They will have a say in the organization. They'll get fair and honest pricing. So we are giving empowerment to them, and also they are part of a bigger society. Second, we can have fair income model. So we'll make sure that we are procuring milk from these individual dairy farmers for a higher price than the market price. So they're more interested to be in the society. And then we can also start sharing the profits. Let's say from the milk, from the milk products that we sell, from the milk that we, the sales we make, we can actually start sharing the profits with these individual dairy farmers. So they're getting fair income as well. See, these are basically the sustainable practices. So we have covered two more are very interesting. Sustainable dairy farming practices. So we can give animal husbandry, animal husbandry training for these individual farmers. Even back in Coorg, we have cattle, we had plow tree, and we were into horticulture as well. So we wanted training. My dad, when he was doing few years back, he wanted training. We were not getting it. But if we come up with this society model and we are part of a bigger society, we get trainings. It will really, really help us a lot. And then feed and nutrition. Feed and nutrition, in these villages, it's very difficult to get high quality feed and nutritions. So with these cooperative models, we can give high quality supplements for the cattle so that the growth of the cattle is well maintained. And then we'll also start giving them clean milk production, how to really have hygiene, how to maintain good health of the cattle, how to really have clean milk production. So when we start giving all these trainings for the individual farmers, that's basically we are practicing sustainability. And then community development, we can also make sure in these village, district level or village level cooperative societies, we can only have women working in those society so that they're getting empowered, they're getting income, they're independent, they're also growing, and we are also supporting the community. And finally, education and healthcare. Let's say our society grows big, and when we can start giving education and healthcare facilities to the cooperative members. The environment is in a critical condition. It needs our help. This sustainability should be practiced from every household, and only then we can have a better future, we can have a long, healthy life as well. So let's embrace sustainability now, and we can all thrive tomorrow. So join the movement of sustainability today. Thank you everyone for this. Yes.